One of my favorite parts of Club Penguin used to be reading the Club Penguin Times, or should I say, the Penguin Times, maybe even the Daily Penguin. Yep, Club Penguin's newspaper has had 3 names over the course of 11 years. Going way back to the early days back in 2005, Club Penguin had less than 10 staff members. Screenhog played a humongous role in the kickoff of the game. He designed clothing, furniture, did catalogs, parties, programmed minigames, and did the newspaper up until February of 2006. The original plan set forward by Lance was to update the newspaper every day, giving players a new page of the paper. The name of the newspaper was going to be the Daily Penguin to accommodate this plan. However, Screenhog and others convinced him not to go down this path. For one, they wanted kids to actually have lives and not check Club Penguin every day. Secondly, Screenhog wasn't sure if he could keep up with the workload that the newspaper would require and still get his other duties done. Lance was convinced, and we have the weekly paper that we all know of today. The first newspaper released on the day Club Penguin opened its doors to the public on October 24th. Inside the newspaper, we could find articles ranging from active events on the island, room spotlights, jokes, riddles, and comics. The first 7 issues were printed in black and white since the team wanted it to feel as much like a real newspaper as possible. Starting with the 8th issue, the paper was printed in color. The newspaper would keep this format up until March of 2006, when Screenhog passed the torch to Troy, who redesigned the newspaper, making navigation much simpler. Aside from giving players the latest happenings on the island, once in a while the newspaper was used for special purposes. In the 47th issue of the Penguin Times, released on September 7, 2006, Club Penguin gave players the ability to contribute to the rebuilding of the lighthouse by taking donations through the paper itself. In the 61st issue of the newspaper, released on December 14, 2006, Club Penguin, for the first and only time to this day, had a pin hidden in the paper itself. In order to get it, you had to buy an ornament for 50 coins. In April 2007, the newspaper was given an updated, cleaner look. Pages got bigger, and more pictures were included in every issue. Up until September of that year, the newspaper was called the Penguin Times. However, things were about to change. When Club Penguin published their 100th issue of the newspaper, they also changed the name from the Penguin Times to the Club Penguin Times, which is what we know it as today. In March of 2008, the 125th issue of the Club Penguin Times introduced a brand new feature called In Focus. Every week, a new place around the island would be toured by a tour guide. In-depth observations were also made, along with secrets and fun facts. In Focus would be included in every newspaper from here up until mid-2010. Speaking of 2010, that was the year change was on the horizon. Club Penguin had decided to spend more time in other areas of the game, like parties and minigames, and therefore decided to cut back on the paper. That's why, on November 19th, 2010, the newspaper was redesigned for the final time. Goodbye were the days with a horizontal, page-by-page newspaper, and in was a new, vertical-style paper. One of the biggest changes was the fact that Club Penguin removed the puzzles that were a staple in the older design. Nothing to note of really happened from here on out. On May 21st, 2015, the 500th publication of the newspaper was released. And in April of this year, for the first time in the newspaper's history, it was no longer published every week, but rather every other. Articles weren't as interesting as they used to be, and the newspaper pretty much just seemed overall dull. With Club Penguin Island right around the corner, who knows if the Club Penguin Times will be carried over, or perhaps a new method of news will be introduced. And that is the history of Club Penguin's newspaper. It has had its ups and downs for sure, with at one point in time, had a viewership of more than 1.7 million penguins per week, and was read more than the New York Times. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos in the future. Okay guys, have a great day, and I'll catch you later.